It's not a lot of them on the road, is it?
No.
Mm-mm. Because that's a valuable car. See, just take a young lady, for instance, because I'm a woman. Let's take a woman. When she learns her value, there ain't a whole bunch of men trying to come at her. But if she living her life based off of what she thinks she's worth, ain't no telling how many jokers are being behind her. Because her worth, what she thinks she's worth, is way lower than what she's valued. It's a whole different caliber, y'all. Getting into what you're worth versus what you value versus what you're worth. It's a whole different caliber. It's a whole different bar. It raises the standard. If you don't know your value, people will always work you according to what you think you're worth. People that go out and start their own businesses start them because they come into a mentality that I'm valuable. They're not going to give me what I value. I'm valuable. So I'm going to do my own. That's where entrepreneurship starts. I am too valuable for you to give me $10 an hour when my value is 6 figures a year. $10 is not going to get me 6 figures. Now, we start at worth, but you should make your way to value. So worth can teach you value. You can go and gain the skills, gain the knowledge that you need at worth, but you should get to value. Let's use a woman again. Bad relationship. Because it's based off her worth. It's no good. It's no good. Going through all types of changes based off of what she thought she was worth. She learns the lesson in it. Gains the knowledge, the wisdom that she needs to gain. Now finds herself with someone that values her. And life is good. A lot of the issues that we face, a lot of the heartaches, is because we were in a worth phase versus a value phase. To my married people that hear me, I pray this morning that your marriage shifts, if it's not there, to a place of value rather than worth. I pray that you be valuable to each other more than looking at each other for what you're worth. To my single people, I pray that you would be seen as valuable in your own eyes and in the eyes of the one that would come. Because your worth is always going to cheat you. It's always going to put you in a slave mentality. I don't care. It's people that's making let's say $30 an hour. And they're still, even though they may be content about the $30, and I ain't gonna even say content, because they're not. They make $30 an hour, but they still feel like I'm getting paid less than than what I value. Now, we use the word worth. They'll say I'm getting paid less than what I'm worth. But really what they're saying is I'm getting paid less than what I value. Because no matter what somebody gives you that you work for, they're not going to give you what you value. I need y'all to hear me. And I don't care who you work for. You and them could be, they could be, you think they the best thing, and they think you the best thing or whatever. They invite you to their house for dinner. All this kind of stuff. Your children play with their children, all that kind of stuff. You're not gonna get what you value. A lot of times they're going to be cool with you like that because you don't know your value. And they appreciate the fact that if I can just keep them in the mentality that they in, where they just accepting these few little dollars, then I'm just keep them happy, okay? Because see, he really don't, or she really don't know that they are valued at, I'm getting, just off of them alone. They producing me, if you had to break it down to an hourly wage, they producing me $40 an hour. But I only give them $15. Do y'all see what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Somebody talk to me this morning. What have you got this morning? What have you heard this morning? Talk to me. Tell me where y'all at. Talk to me. I know it's different. I know it is.
I
Tell
got
me.
a special gift for you, Pastor Lee.
You got my buddy.
Got your buddy.
Good morning, Pastor. How you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing good.
I was sitting here listening, and it said worth and value. From a male perspective, a woman's value is price because of the things that she's able to do, the things that she has to go through to be a mother, a wife, a friend, and that's priceless. And a lot of times they get treated what they call worth. Now, a lot of people look at it, I'm going as far as a relationship. A lot of times they look at relationships, the woman is less value or less worth than the man is.
Mm-hmm.
But all in general, the man is just the head. If you notice that a woman is what keeps the household together,
Mm-hmm.
that value is priceless.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just like on a job. For years, I worked on a job that paid me $148 a week. And I was scared because even though I had skills, I was scared to take that jump. There was a little old ditch right there that I had to cross, but to me it looked like a valley. And I knew I was worth more than what they valued me as. I mean, I was more valuable than what they had me as worth. And once I ever jumped that ditch and found out, couldn't be scared to make that move. I was hearing that you was talking about entrepreneurship and, starting out on your own. You can't be scared because if you fail, you can always try again. That's just like with God. If you fail and have sins or whatever, he forgives you, brush you off, and put you back up to where you're supposed to be at. He don't knock you down to the bottom. He starts you again. So that's just like life.
Pastor Lee, he didn't hear the first part about reset, so go ahead. Go ahead.
And it's just, you got to take that chance and not be afraid to get out there and try it. Because if you don't ever try, then you never know. You may be sitting on a gold mine. And I had a pastor tell me the richest place in the world is a cemetery where folks didn't try. They took all their ideas to the grave with them. They took valuable thoughts, but they never used them. That's just like in slavery time. You had people that were in their mind, if they would have put what they had to work, they would have been millionaires. They wouldn't have been sitting on a farm picking cotton and all that. But they were afraid to take that jump because of the situation. They were in that slave mentality where this is all I can do. This is all I know what to do. And not knowing the whole time they knew more than the slave owner did. So you just got to move. You can't sit there. God wants you to move. He wants you to go and try. If you never try, you can't say, well, I could have succeeded in this, because if you don't use your ideals, God will put it on somebody that will. So don't be afraid to. God gives us the ability to move. All you got to do is trust in Him and have faith.
Amen.
I was just listening to the. I've been listening in there. I've been sort of backgrounding. Thank you for your time, Pastor.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's my buddy, y'all. Yes, sir. Now look, check this out. You got now. When it comes to this, he quoted something.
I ain't not gonna have the script.
What he quoted was out of Proverbs 31. It's for my ladies. That he was talking about is for it's for my ladies. So Proverbs 31 and verse 10, it talks about that who can find a virtuous woman. And virtue is power. It's power. So who can find a powerful woman? For her price is far above rubies, is what it says. Her price is not talking about her worth. Some translations will say her worth, but it's her value. Her value is far above rubies. So she costs a lot. Her value, the what she has inside of her, and she knows it's inside of her. And she knows it's inside of her. Because when you keep reading that chapter, it starts talking about the things that she possesses, which it talks about how her husband does safely trust in her so that he'll have no need of spoil. So he ain't got no reason to be out nowhere else. He know she got him taken care of. See, she know this. She'll do him good and not evil all the days of her life. This is the stuff that it's saying. So when you know value, so a lot of times what I am coming to realize as God is dealing with me about this worth and value is that there are some places that I need to pray about. There are some marriages and all that I need to spend some time in prayer about to help them to define and get to a place of value, because they're basing things off of what they're worth. When you live based off of what you are worth or what you think you are worth, there's going to be arguing and quarrelings. And anytime you step into value, no matter what happens, there's no such thing as being a failure when you get into value. There's no such thing as failing when you get into value. Because he's going to send the people when you know your value. Them Bentleys, they still producing them Bentleys. They ain't worried about that. Why? Because they know somebody gonna buy them. It might not be but 1,000 sold a year, but it's out of that 1,000, it's enough for them to live off of real good, because they know their value. They are still producing. Them Bentleys don't care how many Hyundais get produced. They don't care how many Kias get produced. because they this little economy car, they still in that they still being designed.